Good morning. How everyone doing today? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma J. Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you a word on today. And the topic gonna be a weak body but a strong faith. You know. So this story gonna be about a woman who had been sucking a blood for 12 years. You know, she she spent all her money on a doctor, and they still could not find out what was wrong with her. And this woman just been walking around with a weak body, but we see down the line she will have a strong faith that will heal her. So I have been in this storm also for a long period of time. Sometimes if you're in a storm for a long period of time, your body may become weak, you know, but you have to have a strong faith to keep you pressing on, So my body become weak, but I have a strong faith, you know. My body also, I have a strong faith, and it's able me to keep pressing my way through, and also knowing that I have the Spirit of God and the power of Jesus that's inside me, also keep me with strength to keep on pressing my way through. So even if your body is weak, you have to have a strong faith to keep on pressing on. It's able me to also keep on fighting and defeat the devil every chance I get. You know, even if you bend over, your body weak or whatever, you just got to have that faith. You got to have the faith, and you have that hope. You have that hope, and you have to trust God and Jesus. To give you that strength to keep on pressing your way through. You know, so when you have the power of God, you know, and have the trust of God. You know, your body can be weak, your mind can be weak, but with that strength of God inside of you, or knowing that He's near you, you overcome anything. You can keep on pressing your way through. You know, let God be your everything. So we're gonna look at Psalm 73:26. My flesh may fail, but my God will never will. You know, my body may become weak, but God will not let me fail. So Isaiah 40:29, He gives strength to the weary and increase the power of the weak. You know, so we're gonna look at the story gonna come from Mark, chapter 5:24-34, and this story is coming up. And this is a woman had been walking around with a weak body, but she have a strong faith. When she heard, what Jesus is coming, you know, it was a big old crowd. So when he walks up, Jesus walk up, there always gonna be a crowd. So Jesus just left from talking with this ruler. When he had asked Jesus, to come save his daughter that was sick. So Jesus was on his way to heal his daughter. But then among a large crowd on his way there, he pressed around him, but this woman was there, had been a such an bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered for a great deal and under care of many doctors had spent all her money. But yet, getting this woman heard, she heard that Jesus was coming. So by she had faith, she went among the crowd, you know, to see Jesus, you know, and by she had a strong faith, she came behind him in a crowd and touched his coat. So now this woman speaking powerful words, you know, she said this woman spoke powerful words before she even touched Jesus. She said, only if I could touch his clothes, I can be healed. But she so talked on positive words, she already was healed at that moment. Immediately her blood had stopped, and by this woman had faith and she spoke words, that if you speak positive words, you will come to life. So she felt in her body that she was free from this suffering. This woman had a weak body, but she had a strong faith to go among that crowd, to see Jesus, and she said in her mind, she said, only if I could touch his clothes, I can be healed. So this woman, she felt that she was free from all this suffering. So now Jesus realized the power that had gone from him. You know, the touch was so powerful when Jesus realized the power had left from him. So then he turned around and asked, who touched me? And it's nobody come forward. This woman already know what had happened. She was too scared to even speak forward. So Jesus turned around in a crowd. He asked who touched him. Now Jesus knows someone touched him because he felt the power had left from him. But he don't know who touched him. So Jesus kept looking around because no one came forward. This woman, she know what happened. So then she came, she dropped, she fell down to his feet, and she was trembling. She was free. She don't know what Jesus was gonna do. She don't know what Jesus was gonna tell her. But she wind up and told him her whole story. Jesus told her, your faith had healed. And he told her to go in peace. You free from suffering. Now we see, you know, this woman realized that she saw the crowd. She realized that Jesus is near. She went among the crowd. This woman had strong faith. She went among the crowd and she spoke his words before she even touched Jesus. She said, only if I could touch his clothes, I could be healed. And at that moment, this woman was healed. So then she touched Jesus' clothes. She touched Jesus' clothes and she become to be healed at that moment. So that's why Jesus told her, your faith had already healed you. Go in peace. You are free from your suffering. So we see that this woman, was walking around with a weak body for a long time, and then she had heard that Jesus was near. Her faith had her to go among the crowd. She had to go underneath the crowd to touch Jesus' clothes. Before she touched Jesus' clothes, she said, only if I could touch his clothes, I can be healed. So when she touched Jesus' clothes, she was already healed. She felt the blood had stopped. She felt free from her suffering. So Jesus had told her, you already are healed. You go free. You're free of your suffering. Go in peace. So this woman, she had a weak body, but this woman had a strong faith. So we see this woman was such a bleeding for 12 years, walking around with a weak body, but we see that she had a strong faith. She spoke words. She spoke positive words, powerful words before she even touched Jesus. She said, only if I can touch the clothes of Jesus, I can be healed. And she was healed at that moment. But she didn't realize she was here at that moment because she still touched Jesus' clothes. But when she spoke them words, she was already healed. So when she touched Jesus, she said, her faith what got her faith will heal her body. Have free her from her suffering. So we know that this woman bleed for 12 years. That flow had drained her, that made her body so weak. But she still had to live life. She still had to walk around and perceive her duties to perceive to live life. She had to still pay bills, still had to go to the store. So when your body become weak, you become sick and drained, you still have to live life. You still have to live life. You still have to pursue your duties, to keep on living. You still have to press your way through. You still have to defeat the devil in all kind of ways. So of that, her body had become weak. Her health had become weak. Her finance had drained. Remember, she spent all her money, so spending on doctors. No doctor couldn't tell her what's wrong, so she spent all her money on doctors. And still her condition getting better, it was getting worse. So this condition had produced a flow of blood with large clouds and result in a severe anemia. Because when you bleeding like that, especially for 12 years, you become to be anemic. So now she experienced these physical problems. According to their law, A woman suffering was bleeding, a disorder is unclean to their law. So she was unclean to the whole world. Nobody and won't be around her. Especially how how she feel. You know, she walking around with an unclean, weak body for 12 years. But yet she carried her weak body through a pressing crowd, and she stretched out her hand to touch Jesus. So the result, her body is healed and her faith is commended. So her faith was the one that healed her body. So with faith we see a touch of Jesus close. She was healed. So even if your body is weak, like this woman, are you weak, you know, in a stone? We're gonna read Isaiah 40:28-31. The Lord is your everything, the creator of the end of the world, of the earth. Now he will not grow tired or worry, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increase the power of the weak. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings, and the eagle will run and not grow weary. You will walk and you will not faint. That's from Isaiah 40:28-30, 1. So we see that this woman, she was bleeding for 12 years. You know, she bleeding for 12 years. Her body had become weak. She spent all her money at the hospital, at all kind of doctors. No one could find out what was wrong with her. So that means she's walking around with a weak body. And with their law, it means she was unclean. But then all these years, 12 years, then they saying Jesus was near her time. So she went among the crowd with her faith, and she spoke some words. She said, only if I could touch Jesus close, she said, I can be healed. And with her faith that she didn't realize she was here at that moment. But then she touched Jesus close. The power had left from Jesus, and he realized that someone had touched him, and she realized that when she touched Jesus, she realized her bleeding had stopped. She realized she was free from her suffering. So she finally bowed down to Jesus' feet and told Jesus the whole story. And Jesus said, your faith already had healed. When she didn't realize, when she spoke the words, she was healed already. So we see that you can have a weak body, or you can be weak in your stomach. But if you have a strong faith, like this woman did, you have a strong faith, you know, it can stop anything. It stop her blood. Faith can move mountains. Faith can move anything. So no matter how weak you are, remember to have a strong faith, and it will keep you from pressing. You will keep on pressing on, on your journey. So I hope y'all enjoy this word and have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.